So is Tesla going to the moon? I have to give credit to where credit is due, and a round of applause to the GOAT, Elon Musk. Tesla has absolutely crushed all expectations, proving the haters wrong. A lot of haters were looking for the downfall of Tesla, and all they've done is thrive and thrive and thrive. So once looked at as 1 month from filing bankruptcy, Tesla is very much on its way. Now, very rarely do I post about an individual stock, but just a few days ago, it was announced that Tesla will be officially added to the S&P 500, which is an absolute big deal. Billions of dollars of Tesla stock is changing hands as index fund managers look to position for the rebound. Now, this is huge news because a lot of these index fund managers are now going to own their piece of the beloved Tesla. And this is also great news for day traders like myself who love to capitalize on the day-to-day volatility that stocks provide. And so anytime you have a forward-looking event, the stock likes to move, which is good. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why I think this is kind of a big deal. What does this news mean to you? How high do I think it can go? And is this a good investment? Should you buy Tesla now? Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Brian Rivera here, CPA, and I wanted to welcome you to the channel. So on this channel, I typically talk about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. So if this is your first time here, consider subscribing. So whether you're on Team Bear, whether you're on Team Bull, whether you love Tesla, whether you hate Tesla, whether you think it's overvalued, whether you think it's undervalued, if you have exposure to the S&P 500, you are now going to indirectly have exposure to Tesla. An impressive component about this entire Tesla run is that they were actually able to pull this off in the middle of a global pandemic. All he has done is exceed expectations with this company. And this is after, he had this whole SEC lawsuit where I think the settlement was $20 million to do with securities manipulation. I think he tweeted something where he thought that Tesla was going to be bought out at a certain price, and it actually squeezed short sellers. And so, there was some stuff going on with the SEC, but he has since, settled that. Tesla was once looked at as left for dead, almost 1 month away from filing bankruptcy, to the most shorted stock in the market. Elon Musk is now laughing his way all the way to the bank as his company has now eclipsed a $380 billion market cap. Well done, my friend, well done. And then after that, he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I think at that time, it amassed the most amount of viewers. Since then, I think, I don't know if it's still standing, but that podcast literally was the most popular podcast at a point in time. So through all this success, he's had fun at the expense of short sellers. So he's done things such as launch his own flamethrower called Not a Flamethrower, where basically the idea is he's frying shorts. He's also released his own shorts, taking another stab at short sellers. And most recently, he's had some fun. He's launched his own tequila, some Tesla tequila. And he's also got his own single on Spotify, which I actually have it on my gym mix. So it's pretty cool. I really like the visionary and the things that Elon Musk is doing. All right, so let's take a look at why this is important that this company is now going to be included in the S&P 500. So the S&P stands for Standard & Poor's, which is the two founding companies that essentially launched this index. And so the purpose of the S&P 500 is to measure the overall health of the US stock market. And really this consists of a portfolio of the top 500 listed companies, and it's used as a benchmark. So this is one of the most commonly followed indices, and actually when I do my day trading, and I know a lot of active day traders use the S&P 500 as a guide to when they are trading equities, I know it keeps a permanent home on my trading screen as I'm always looking to see what is the S&P 500 doing. The total market cap of the S&P 500 as of the end of October is $27.10 trillion. You heard that, trillion dollars. Now, the top 5 companies actually make up 20% of its actual holdings. So that's going to be Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. Those 5 companies make up essentially 20% of the index's weighting. Every other company the remaining 495 companies are going to make up the remaining 80% weighting of the S&P 500. So Tesla, with a $380 billion valuation, will actually be the largest company ever added to the S&P 500, and it's actually going to be the 9th largest company added to the index. Now, why this is kind of a big deal is 1.2% of the overall weighting of the S&P 500 is going to be allocated to purchasing Tesla stock. Said another way, the index is going to have to purchase $58 billion worth of Tesla shares. Yeah, I know. Now, because of the sheer size of this addition to the S&P 500, they're actually seeking consultation right now is if they buy all of this in one swoop, or do they do this in 2 separate tranches to kind of smooth out, the mass buying that is about to occur when the rebalance hits. Tesla may be added all at once before trading on December 21st, or if they decide to split it up, they can do a one tranche a week before that, like on December 14th, and do the remaining before the 21st. So that is yet to be seen. So now that we understand, what the S&P 500 is and what the actual weighting is and how much buying is going to occur, what does this mean for the stock price, and is it going to go up? So the next part of my research is I essentially wanted to see what happened if there's any data around the likelihood that a stock continued to run once it was added to a major index like the S&P 500. Now, this type of strategy is called index front running, where basically traders will get ahead of the forward-looking event and position themselves to where they know that managers of passively held investments are actually going to track. So it's almost like a sell the news type of event, right? So if you know your date is December 21st, maybe you get ahead of that and ride the wave before the actual event happens. Now, I found a report out there on Seeking Alpha, and it was published back in 2016, that tracked 61 different companies that were added to the S&P 500 in about a 2 to 3 year window. So typically, once an announcement is made, the stock will typically experience a spike in the after hours trading session, as this news is looked at as net positive for the actual stock. Great job. You guys have been killing it, and now you're getting added to the S&P 500, and you are now looked at as one of the top 500 companies in the US. So based on the 61 samples that were reviewed, on average, in anticipation of the stock being added to the index, the stock actually steadily increased in anticipation of that actual event. And once the event actually hits, guess what happens? The stock typically sells off. So if you're thinking about investing in Tesla long term, you might want to think about it as the stock is approaching all-time highs. Now, I know a lot of traders like to buy breakouts, and now that is a day trading type strategy. It's not a long-term investment strategy. So if you want to be positioned in this stock long term, you want to be very careful positioning yourself near the all-time highs. I think a better idea would be waiting for the stock to pull back a decent pull to where you can get in on dips where you're not necessarily buying when everybody else wants to. That's typically called FOMO, or fear of missing out. So how high can this Tesla bull run? To be completely honest, I have absolutely no clue. What I do know though is the stock is about a clip away from eclipsing all-time highs. So if we decisively break this 502 level, I think the stock has a good shot at running another, 3 to 15% over the all-time highs. The reason why I think that is because we still have another month until the actual inclusion event is happening. So in anticipation of that, I expect traders to run it up. Now, if we don't break all-time highs, then this could be a double top and we may experience a sell-off. So honestly, I have no idea. I'm a trader, so I'm looking at capitalizing on the volatility, whether that's up or down. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is everybody wants to value Tesla as a car company. When you really look at it though, it's being valued in the market as a tech company. So you can't compare Tesla to Ford, you can't compare Tesla to GM, just for the simple fact that they got their hands in a lot of different areas that these companies are playing catch up to. The other thing you need to keep in mind, Tesla is a genetic freak of nature. Anytime it has a forward-looking event, it tends to run on hype alone. Retail traders love it, hedge funds love it, the market loves it. Tesla loves to run on hype. So if you remember this past August, Tesla did a 5-to-1 stock split. So when this was announced, in anticipation of this event, the stock actually, I don't know, quadrupled or something like that in anticipation of investors receiving basically 5 shares for 1. So literally all that happened is, let's just say you had one big pizza, it's just one slice, a huge pizza. Now all you're doing is you're chopping that same slice of pizza into 5 pieces. Now you got 5 pieces versus 1. But guess what? At the end of the day, you still got one pizza. So you're actually not getting any benefit. But just because they announced an event, the stock just decided to go to the moon. And because of this hype, that's why I think the stock is going to continue to run into the inclusion of the S&P. And probably after that, we're going to get a sell the news type event. So if you're looking at being a long-term investor, I would wait until after the S&P 500 addition. If you're a day trader, by all means, trade the run up and you know how to handle it from there. Now, should you invest? Now, in my opinion, investment is obviously carries risk, and anytime you are putting your capital on the line, you want to make sure that you are doing the due diligence. So if you are comfortable with investing in a stock at all-time highs, by all means, go for it. Now, the other thing I like is Tesla is an amazing day trader, so you can capitalize on daily volatility, whether you're a long bias trader or whether you're a short bias trader. So there's opportunities galore for people to make money on both sides. If you plan to invest long term, again, I highly recommend probably waiting until after, the FOMO traders, the chasers are out, the stock dips a little bit, so that way you can participate in the stock long term. I really do think Elon Musk is way ahead of the times. He's a solid visionary, and I can literally see Tesla making some major moves in the next few years. Now, they have quite a few catalysts on the horizon. You got the race to space, you got the 1 million mile battery that's set to roll out in a couple years, you got the Cybertruck going, hopefully my wife allows me to get one, you got Giga Germany. So there's a lot of different things in the works for Tesla, and I think long term, people who are patient and shareholders of this company are going to be well rewarded. So if you found value in today's video and you like Elon Musk and you love all things Tesla, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I sincerely wish you the best of luck on your investing / day trading journeys. Have a good one.